Golden Triangle. I'd like to welcome y'all to the Humidor Cigar Lounge, Port Arthur, Texas' newest cigar lounge. We're located at 1645 Jefferson Drive, Suite 140, and we'd like to welcome the Golden Triangle to come out and try our cigars.
What are we looking at?
Here we have, we offer a lot of small boutique cigars. Here we have PDR cigars. They're out of Dominican Republic. Moving down the line, we have Fat Bottom Betty's. Definition Cigars. This is a black-owned line out of Dallas, Texas. Definition Cigars. They offer a wide variety of different blends, different strengths. We also have La Aroma Cubas. These are medium to full-body cigars. We also have Nas. Nas, the rapper or artist, has a line of cigars. We offer a lot of boutique cigars, small brands, even larger brands that you can't find anywhere else. We have the Magic Stick. This is Howard G's cigars. We also stock Black Moses as well. We have Punch Selection, Placencia. We also have David Ortiz. Big Poppy has a line of cigars as well. So you can find a whole array of cigars in our humidor. Everything is carefully curated and smoked by us. So when you come in, we'd like to welcome y'all to come in and try a few. Tabac is another line that we offer. We offer a lot of celebrity brands. Cedric the Entertainer also has a cigar. These are our house blends. Okay, Golden Triangle, let's go and see what our celebrity guest, Joe Washington Jr. is up to.
Will you take a picture with my fan? Make sure you snap the candy. 2 and 3.
I was looking at the wrong place.
No, hang on. I wanted the new people to be around too, so we can get you.
Wait a minute. How you gonna push the button now?
Right here. Yeah.
Most people will ask the origin of the smoke through a keyhole, line of cigar, and it kind of came up just in a casual fashion. Me sitting around with a bunch of guys, we were smoking cigars. We just finished playing golf. I always use a cigar to determine the way of the wind, which way it's blowing. If it's blowing in my face or not in my face. My wife, of course, don't like it, but I don't recommend anybody smoke, but that's okay. Well, the name is what really triggered this, smoke through a keyhole. And I was sitting, with these guys, and one of them just briefly said, "You know what, you need to get your own cigar." I said, "What do I need to get my own cigar for?" He said, "No, and besides, you need to name it Smoke Through a Keyhole." So that, more so than anything else, not that you should get one, you should have something that has the moniker of Smoke Through a Keyhole. And I said, "Ooh, I like that." And of course, the name Smoke Through a Keyhole came about from Darryl Royal. Darryl would tell folks that back in the Wild Wild West, when these guys are gambling in the rooms, they put their money on the table, these smoke-filled rooms. They put the money on the table, their guns on the table, and lock the doggone door. And the only thing that can get out of it is smoke through a keyhole. So when he described me at that, hey, you talking about a kid that was on cloud 9, and that was truly a great compliment. So we did it. We named it, Smoke Through a Keyhole, and on the website, smokethrough.com, you'll see the, the story, how it came about. And me being the novice, with cigars, they, they continue to give me different samples. Okay, number one, they know I don't like the taste of cigar. So they did that as close to what would be acceptable to me and everybody, because it does taste pretty doggone good. I liked a little darker cigar, and because of my hands, I wanted a larger cigar. So this cigar fits my hands. So that was something that I definitely needed. Also, I like to have these contests to see who can make the longest ash. So I told them, hey, I want a cigar that can burn the ash for a long time. And I don't have to worry about burning up all my clothes. So they worked on that. So the ash, the taste, the color, and the size was really something that was really, dear to me. And I tried them all. And really, with them giving it to me, I'm a novice. So I'm going to be truthful with what I like. I'm not swayed by anything else. I know what I like. And we've been promoting different, things with our selling. The Cigar of the Century is a play on the Game of the Century when we played Nebraska and Oklahoma. So we celebrated that. We celebrated, my 50 years since I painted my shoes silver. So, we celebrated that, and we celebrated a lot of different things. And hopefully, the signature is whatever you want. But hopefully, the cigar is something that people will really like. We're thinking about a lighter cigar, but I don't want to, run before I crawl or anything like that. And I know I like this one. I think the lighter one would appeal to more people, so we'll probably do that. But that's basically it. And we do it. We celebrate and have a function twice a year during the spring football and during the season, at Oklahoma football. We sell our cigars, for the most part, at the Keyhole Lounge in Norman, Oklahoma, where, I play football. And, of course, the website, smokethrough.com. smokethrough.com. And it's a pretty neat, website. It talks a little bit about, the making of this cigar. Talks about, my ideals and the fact that, Darryl Royal is the one who actually gave this cigar a name. And I'm always grateful to him because, he's always said some great things about me. And now, not only has he said great things about me, hey, I may have to send him some dough for naming this cigar or whatever, you know what I mean? So, again, Smoke Through a Keyhole. No, smokethrough.com.
Can you talk about your career?
The most enjoyable and the most productive of my career came when I was at Lincoln. And the reason I say that was me and my little brother growing up, we were always around Dad, who was a football coach. And we always wanted to play for my dad. And my mission was to play for my dad with Kim as the quarterback. It got a little testy, by the time I was a senior, he hadn't been able to start or whatever, but I think my dad should have played him more. But that more so than anything else is the defining moment in my career. The fact that I was able to, that was my wish. That was my goal. And everything for the most part from here on after that was basically icing on the cake. Look, I'm not diminishing it. I'm not diminishing it. That's just something that I wanted to do. We took it for granted that we go to college and play pro football, pro basketball, pro baseball. We'd run track, we'd swim. We thought we'd do all of that. But it was the defining moment when my little brother first handed the ball off to me. The first game was against Booker T. Washington. We fumbled it, and like I say, that was a defining moment in my career, and everything after that was icing on the cake. Now, at that time, my first year at the university would be the first year that freshmen can play. So that's what I wanted to do. Well, after I'd signed in March or whatever, Kim told me, he came up to me, and this was in June. This was in June. He came up to me, he said, "Hey, Joe." I said, "Yeah, man, what's up? You know what you need to do?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "No, do you know what you need to do?" I said, "What are you talking about, Kim?" He said, "Look, they wear white shoes at Oklahoma. You special. Everybody wears white, so you need to wear silver with red stripes and red shoestrings." I said, "Really?" And he was adamant about it, okay? So after he said that, we went to the shoe shop and got us a silver spray paint of paint and some red shoestrings and a little glass vial of red with a small brush. And I painted them. I sprayed them, then I painted them, put those shoestrings in them after they dried, and I said, "Yeah, you're right, Kim. This is what we gonna do. This is what we are going to do." And he harassed me until I painted them. Now, I'm a freshman. You know, at Oklahoma, they've got Greg Pruitt, Heisman Trophy candidate. And I don't want to come up here with no silver shoes or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just that. So I felt I had to ease into it. But he was calling me every week. "Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it?" Well, I did it against Colorado, 5,280 feet. We had just come in from warming up. I went in the stall, sprayed them silver, and all you could do is smell the highness of everything. Here we are, 5,280 feet, and I'm here spraying this aerosol can, and I'm high as a kite. That's probably why we lost that game. You know what I mean? That's probably why we lost it. And I had a teammate in the other stall, and he said, he got up to say, "Look, Joe, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm painting my shoes silver." He said, "Well, why are you doing it now?" I said, "Well, look, I'm a coach's son. Coaches do not pay attention to what you're doing once you go out on the field for the kickoff. Now, in warm-ups, they notice everything, okay? They notice everything. And by the way, we lost that particular game from the highness and everything. Everybody was high. So nobody noticed my silver shoes because, number one, I didn't paint the stripes red. And I didn't put the shoestrings in, so it looked white. So my brother called me and I told him, you know, that, and I said, "Look, next week I'm starting. So I'm breaking them out." So I took my shoes home to my room. And that Thursday night before the Friday, well, you know, the Thursday night before, Thursday night, I painted them. And that third Friday, we practiced, went to a hotel, went to a movie, went to a hotel. And I'd had them for that, okay? All right. We go in the game. I always use a different shoe before the game actually started. I didn't put my game shoes on, like I say, in practice, you know. So, game started. Right before we go out there last time, I put them little babies on. And let me tell you something, LD. It was magical. My feet were so light and flashy. I was doing things like, I was doing all kind of stuff. I was cutting in the air. I was stiff arming. I was backing up. I ran into a hole twice. You know, I ran in, turned around, came out, and ran back into it. Man, I was doing all kind of stuff. So we won that game, and Coach Switzer, who was the offensive coordinator at the time, was commenting on everything. And He kept running everything back and forth, back and forth. After he commented on everybody, he was still running it back. And I'm saying, oh man, this ain't gonna be good. But sure enough, he turned the projector off and it's pitch black. He turns around and hollers at me, "Little Joe, what are those things on your feet?" I say, "Coach, those are my silver shoes." And all he said was, "Okay." And the rest is history. You know, the game of football has changed. It's still a rough sport. They've cut out a lot of, things that took place that were really dangerous and don't exist today. You can't hit a guy defenseless going across the middle. Back in my day, hey, you ran across the middle. I don't care if you didn't get the ball thrown to you, you're gonna get hit unless you look at it. You know what I mean? He had chop blocks. You could come back and crack back. You could hit a guy if he wasn't looking. I mean, all those different things. They protect the quarterback a little bit more. All in all, I still love the game. And you can't do anything to really make it any safer than it is. And it's tough. It's tough. But that is why you have to teach these kids to play at an early age. Because just like gymnasts are the greatest athletes on the planet. And for what they do, you can't start a kid at 15 to do all the things that they learn to do at 8 and 9 years old and be fearless. And that in itself is unbelievable. And for the most part with football, it's very unnatural to take that helmet and shoulder pad and ram it into something. So that's the way it is. The players in the Golden Triangle are always going to be remembered from the very first guy to come out of the Golden Triangle. I remember Jerry Levias and the Smith brothers. I mean, Aaron Brown, all those guys. Hey, this is the Golden Triangle. Ernie Ladd, it's phenomenal that you can have an area that has the football players that it has had. And I'm excited by the fact that it's still out there. These guys are still being noticed. They're still in the league. They're still making an impression. Hey, and I always say, hey, ain't nothing like the Golden Triangle. Thank you very much. A football player, what does he want to be remembered for? Well, I think with me, there are several different things that I want folks to remember me about. Number one, I wasn't a jerk to anybody. I always, took care of people's needs. And I think one of the greatest reasons for that were my mom and dad, and the fact that a lot of my football heroes were great guys, and they took the time to talk to you and spend time with you, signing autographs. So I want to be remembered as that particular guy that did that and followed in the line of those particular guys. I also want to be, remembered as a running back that did stuff that nobody else would even think about doing. I mean, the hurdling, now, shucks, I used to do that in high school. So that being a runner, I don't care. I don't know if I wasn't the greatest runner, but I tell you what, I was the most unique. Hey, and I can tell you another thing. Guys didn't do and couldn't do some of the things I did with a football in my hand. And I think that, kind of says it all, the mere fact that I would want to be remembered for being that unique individual when he put the football in his hand. And giving credit to my dad, he made us a complete players. Make me and Kim, we could do everything. We could throw, run, catch, kick. We did it all. And I want folks to remember the fact that me and my little brother, we started out with our dad. And my mom always telling me, just because you can do something with a football don't mean your what doesn't stink. And she'd always tell me that. And I truly believed her. So that in itself is huge. I like to, be remembered by acknowledging, everybody in my family and my sister, who was my biggest cheerleader, who was probably the better athlete out of all of us in the family, and the fact that, we were all close, as far as family is concerned. And my dad's 94. It's getting up there. It's just me, my dad, and Kim. And I just want them to remember that, hey, we were a close-knit family, and we loved playing football. And we loved playing for Lincoln High School. Winning a Super Bowl in any shape or form, whether you are on the, where you're an active member or not, that's a big deal. And one of the reasons it's been a big deal for me, I won 2 national championships and 4 conference championships when I was in college, okay? I was not on a winning team until we went to the Super Bowl in '82. So that means a lot for me, the fact that, hey, we can go from hey, bad luck team to a Super Bowl champion. And I wear it because I used to wear it and lose it all over the place. And the mere fact, too, I try to keep it out of strange places, and good places it's on my finger. So I wear it. I enjoy wearing it. Now, if I shake somebody's hand, if I don't really get up in there and they just get me in the hand, they can drop me to my knees, man. I'll be begging like a little puppy. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. And little old ladies be doing that to me too. So that it means all of that. It means that, hey, you were the best that particular year. Know your fans and butts about it. One thing I'd like to express to the youngsters, I wasn't very big. And of course, there was always a question about my size and being able to play college football and professional football. All I can tell you is this, and my dad used to tell me and my little brother, don't let anybody outwork you. Don't let anybody work harder than you. Have a passion for it. Play a lot of sports. My little brother and I played a lot of sports, and I think that's what made us good athletes, because we didn't play just one sport, and that was football. We loved them all. And I think that's something that, these kids have got to understand. And I think, at a very young age, you're having coaches that are spending more time with them on winning and losing. We know winning and losing is about the whole thing. But at that young of an age, what you need to do is be able to learn the fundamentals, how to cope with that. You need to be able to, and the coach needs to pick them up when they're down, pull his pants up, make sure he's looking out the right hole in his face mask. And that's what you need to spend more time, encouraging them. And I think, that more so than anything else, leaves you with a feeling of gratitude, and the fact that you were able to overcome a lot of different things through hard work.
Joe, welcome home.
Hey, it ain't nothing like it. Thank you so much, LD. It's good to be here, and thanks for all the folks that came out. Got a lot of friends that came, and I'm really touched, and I really do appreciate it.
All right.
Chip. I've been hanging out.
Last time I saw you, I was running track around, I was running, jogging around the track. You and Chucky, I had that little band going.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We used to have some good guys. Hey, and we used to have some good football games.
Yeah, right there, baby.
Ain't no different in that.
Oh, yeah.
They get me a pen off fun. Next time on the inside. Okay. How you spell your name?
I'm the same as you, I'm Joe.
You spell J-O, how you spell it? You spell J-O-E or you Joseph?
I'm Joseph.
It's J-O-E.
Yes, sir.
Once I said, come with me, come on. Joe brought me on the floor. And they got, how the hell he